Captain John Miller stared at the view screen on the bridge of the Earth. Ship asterisk, Defiant asterisk. A strange object had appeared near Jupiter. It was unlike anything humans had built. The craft was smooth, almost oval in shape, with a purple glow surrounding it. John's heart raced as he realized what this meant. "All systems on alert," he said calmly. "But no weapons active. We don't want to seem hostile." His crew moved with practiced efficiency. They had trained for first contact scenarios, but no one truly believed it would happen during their mission to test the Defiant's new engines. "Sir, the object is scanning us," said Lisa Chen, his sensor officer. "It's using energy types we've never seen before." John nodded. "Open all non-critical systems to the scan. Let them see who we are." The alien vessel grew closer, its size becoming clear. It was nearly 5 times larger than the Defiant asterisk, yet it moved with incredible grace for something so massive. "They're sending a signal," said Communications Officer Sam Wright. "It's adapting to our systems. I think they're trying to talk to us." The main screen flickered, and a face appeared. The being had blue-gray skin, 4 eyes arranged in a diamond pattern, and no visible nose. When it spoke, its thin lips barely moved, but somehow English words came through. "Primitive vessel, you have entered space claimed by the Galactic Empire. Identify your species and purpose." John straightened his uniform and stepped forward. "I am Captain John Miller of the Earth, ship Defiant asterisk. We are on a peaceful mission of exploration. We were unaware this region was claimed by anyone." The alien's upper eyes narrowed. "Earth, not in our records. Your technology is unexpectedly advanced for an unknown species." There was surprise in its voice. "I am Scout Commander Xalthrak. Your system is now under Empire observation." Within hours, Earth governments were in emergency session. The alien scout had followed the Defiant asterisk back to Earth orbit, and now a larger vessel had arrived. This one was enormous, a city in space that dwarfed the International Space Station. In the White House Situation Room, Admiral Susan Clark watched the feeds with President Richard Jones and other world leaders joining virtually. "They call themselves the Galactic Empire," John explained to the assembled leaders. "They claim to represent 37 advanced species that control most of the galaxy. They seem surprised we developed space travel without their knowledge." "What do they want?" asked the Russian president. Before John could answer, the screen changed to show Xalthrak and a new alien, taller and adorned with metallic ornaments that seemed embedded in its skin. "People of Earth," the new alien said, "I am Imperial Ambassador Kreth IV. Your existence presents an unusual situation. Normally, species are brought into the Empire at a much earlier stage of development." "Brought in?" President Jones asked. "What exactly does that mean?" "The Empire offers protection and guidance to developing worlds. In exchange, planets provide resources and accept imperial governance. It is quite generous." The alien's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. "Your alternative is isolation. The Empire controls all major travel routes and trading networks." William Hayes, Earth's hastily appointed diplomat, stepped forward. "We would need time to consider such an arrangement." "Of course," said Kreth IV. "You have 90 Earth days to prepare for integration. We will remain in orbit to answer questions and begin preliminary assessments." After the transmission ended, the room erupted in urgent conversations. "They're talking about making us a colony," Susan said quietly to William. "Did you notice how surprised they were by our technology? They expected us to be less advanced." William nodded. "They didn't even ask if we wanted to join. They just assumed we would." Later that night, in a secure facility beneath the Nevada desert, Patricia Rodriguez studied the scans of the Imperial ships. The propulsion system was like nothing she'd ever seen, but there was something strange about their energy readings. "It doesn't make sense," she said to her colleague Ben Foster. "According to our understanding of physics, their ships should be far more efficient." Ben leaned closer to the screen. Unless they missed something, Patricia finished his thought. Something we found by accident in our anomaly drive research. Susan Clark entered the lab, her face serious. The president has authorized Project Mockingbird. You have 85 days to give us something they don't expect. Patricia smiled for the first time since the aliens arrived. They think we're primitive. Let's show them how wrong they are. Patricia Rodriguez had not slept in 3 days. Her eyes burned as she stared at the glowing blue core of the Mockingbird *. The ship was small compared to Imperial vessels, sleek and built for speed. But its true power lay hidden inside. How's the calibration coming? She asked Ben, who typed rapidly at a nearby console. 5 more minutes, he replied without looking up. If this works, we'll break everything they think they know about physics. 85 days had passed since first contact. The deadline was almost here. Deep inside the lunar base, hidden from Imperial sensors by special materials, Earth's best minds had worked non-stop. We have an Imperial observer requesting another tour of our primitive shipyards, said Security Chief Olivia Grant, entering the lab. I scheduled it for tomorrow morning. Patricia nodded. The Empire had been watching Earth closely, studying human technology with barely hidden amusement. They had no idea about the secret lunar facility. Let them look all they want at the decoy ships, Patricia said. They'll never expect what we're building here. The anomaly drive was Patricia's life's work. Before the aliens came, most scientists had called it impossible. It exploited a quirk in space-time that the Empire's science had somehow missed. Their ships traveled through space efficiently, but the Mockingbird would do something different. It would skip between points like a stone over water. In the simulation chamber nearby, Kevin Barnes felt sweat roll down his back as he completed another virtual flight. The former street racer had the reflexes and instincts needed to control the unpredictable jumps of the anomaly drive. Run it again, he said to the technician. I need to shave another half-second off my reaction time. Admiral Susan Clark watched from behind the glass. How's he doing? He's the best we got, replied Flight Director Mary Evans. The drive responds to human intuition in ways our computers can't match. Kevin's instincts make him perfect for this. Susan checked her watch. The Imperial Ambassador expects our answer in less than 5 days. The President and other world leaders are meeting tomorrow to finalize our response. On the other side of the moon, William Hayes led an Imperial observer through Earth's official shipyard. The alien, a junior science officer named Zixtal, inspected the conventional ships with obvious disdain. These vessels use chemical propulsion, Zixtal asked, his 4 eyes blinking rapidly. How do you expect to travel beyond your own system? William smiled politely. We're still learning. Perhaps the Empire can help us improve. Of course, the alien replied condescendingly. That is why protectorate status will benefit your species. In a few centuries, you might advance enough to contribute meaningfully to the Empire. Later that day, at the White House, Susan presented the final status report to President Jones and the Joint Chiefs. The Mockingbird is ready for testing, she said. If it works as designed, it will change everything. And if it doesn't? Asked the Secretary of Defense. Then we accept their terms and hope for the best, Susan replied honestly. But I believe in Patricia's work. President Jones stood up. Our response to the Empire will be this. Earth demands equal membership or we chart our own path among the stars. Admiral Clark, you'll deliver this message personally. Back on the moon, Patricia made final adjustments to the anomaly drive. The blue core pulsed with increasing intensity. Energy levels stable, Ben reported. The field is holding. Patricia released a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. Tell Kevin to suit up. We're ready for the first real test. In orbit around Earth, the Imperial flagship Eternal Dominion received an unexpected message. Admiral Drenvex, recently arrived to oversee Earth's integration, frowned at the humans' request for a meeting. They wish to present a counterproposal, his aide explained. Their Admiral Clark will arrive tomorrow. Drenvex laughed. A counterproposal? How amusing. Prepare a small pacification fleet. These humans need to understand their place in the galaxy. The alien had no idea that on the dark side of the moon, humanity was about to change the rules of the game forever. Kevin Barnes climbed into the Mockingbird's cockpit, his heart pounding with excitement. Systems check complete. Anomaly drive online. Remember, Patricia's voice came through his headset. This isn't just a test flight anymore. It's our future. The sky above Earth filled with Imperial ships. 5 destroyers and the massive flagship Eternal Dominion took position in high orbit. Their hulls gleamed in the sunlight, purple energy fields shimmering around them. Each ship was bigger than anything humans had built. On the bridge of the Eternal Dominion Admiral Drenvex smiled with his thin lips. Send the message again. I want to make sure the humans understand what happens today. His communications officer nodded. Message sent. Admiral. Their leaders are responding. In the White House Situation Room, President Jones looked at the faces around him. They're demanding we surrender immediately and accept their terms. The demonstration fleet is just the beginning if we refuse. Admiral Susan Clark stood tall. Sir, we're ready. The Mockingbird passed all tests. It's time to show them what humans can do. The President nodded slowly. Launch the Defense Force. High above Earth, Drenvex watched as a small group of Earth ships rose from the atmosphere. They looked primitive and weak compared to Imperial technology. There were only 7 vessels total. How pathetic, he said. They think this is a defense. Prepare to disable their ships with low power shots. We don't want to harm them too much. They will still be useful to the Empire. His weapons officer input the commands. Targeting systems locked on all human vessels. The Imperial ships fired warning shots. Beams of energy cut through space toward the human fleet. But something strange happened. The lead human ship, smaller than the rest, suddenly wasn't where it had been. The energy beams hit nothing. What? Drenvex leaned forward. Where did it go? Sir, his sensor officer shouted. The human vessel is now behind us. The small human ship, the Mockingbird zipped around the Imperial vessels. It moved in ways that seemed impossible. When Imperial weapons fired, the ship would simply disappear and reappear elsewhere. Inside the Mockingbird's cockpit, Kevin Barnes felt the rush of adrenaline as he controlled the anomaly drive. The ship responded to his thoughts almost before he had them. The training simulations had prepared him well. They can't lock onto us, he reported back to Earth. The anomaly drive is working perfectly. Patricia Rodriguez watched the data streaming in. The energy signature is confusing their targeting systems. They literally can't see where we'll be next because we're not traveling through the space between points. Admiral Clark opened a channel to the Imperial flagship. This is Admiral Susan Clark of Earth. I believe you're having trouble hitting our little ship. Perhaps your technology isn't as advanced as you thought. On the bridge of the Eternal Dominion Drenvex's face darkened with anger. What trickery is this? Your primitive technology cannot evade our weapons. It's not trickery, Susan replied calmly. It's human innovation. You missed something in your understanding of physics. We found it. Lord Zex Kalor, the Emperor's representative, stepped forward. Impossible. The Empire has studied the universe for millennia. There is nothing you could know that we don't. Then explain why you can't hit us, Susan challenged. The Mockingbird continued its dance around the Imperial ships. Kevin executed a complex series of jumps that made the small vessel appear to be in multiple places almost at once. We have a proposal, Susan continued. Recognize humanity as equals in the galaxy, or watch as we revolutionize space travel without you. Lord Zex Keller laughed. A single ship that can evade our weapons does not make you our equals, humans. Then perhaps a demonstration of what this ship can really do, Susan said. Kevin received the command and activated the full power of the anomaly drive. The Mockingbird disappeared completely from Earth orbit. Where did they go? Drenvex demanded, his 4 eyes scanning the sensor displays frantically. 30 seconds later, a message came through from Mars orbit. It was Kevin's voice. Greetings from the Red Planet, Admiral Drenvex. The journey took us about 20 seconds. How long would it take your fastest ships? The Imperial officers stared in shock. Their fastest vessels would need at least 2 days to reach Mars. Impossible, Lord Zexkiller whispered. No species has developed such technology. Susan's voice came through again. Now imagine a fleet of these ships. Imagine what else we might have discovered that you missed. Still think we should be your servants. For the first time in centuries, the Galactic Empire faced something they didn't understand, and it terrified them. News of the strange human ship spread quickly across the Empire. Imperial citizens watched recordings of the small vessel that disappeared and reappeared at will. The sound that came from the ship during jumps registered on Imperial sensors as a strange wave pattern. To alien ears, it sounded like laughter. They are laughing at us, an Imperial scientist told the Emperor's Council. Their vessels actually laugh as they move. The Emperor, a tall being with 6 eyes and skin that shifted colors with his mood, turned dark purple with anger. How did primitive humans discover this technology? We have ruled space for 10,000 years. No one had an answer. The Imperial scientists studied the recordings day and night, but could not explain how the human ship moved. On Earth, in the hidden lunar base, more ships were being built. Patricia Rodriguez supervised the construction of 12 more vessels, like the Mockingbird *. We've improved the design, she told Admiral Clark during an inspection. The new ships can jump farther and stay stable longer. Susan nodded with approval. How soon can we have a full fleet? 6 more are ready now. The rest will be finished within a month. In another part of the base, Lisa Martinez worked with a team of computer experts. Their job was to break into the Imperial communication network. Lisa had discovered a weakness in how the aliens transmitted messages. I've got it, she said excitedly after days of work. We can access their entire network. We can send messages anywhere in the Empire. Admiral Clark immediately reported this to President Jones. Sir, we can now broadcast our achievements to the whole Empire. Many species might be interested in our technology. The President agreed. Do it. Let everyone see what humans can do. The next day, videos of the Mockingbird jumping between planets appeared on Imperial screens everywhere. The Empire tried to block the signals but failed. Every citizen in the Empire could now see the human ships that laughed at Imperial physics. On a distant planet called Nelvaria, a cat-like species watched with special interest. The Nelvari had been under Imperial rule for centuries. Their ambassador secretly contacted Earth. Your ships give us hope, the Nelvari ambassador told William Hayes. The Empire has kept many technologies from subject species. They claim it is for our protection, but it is really for control. Similar messages came from the Quantics and the Joth, 2 other species tired of Imperial rule. They all wanted to learn about the anomaly drive. Meanwhile, the Emperor called an emergency meeting. These humans must be stopped before other species get ideas, he declared. Send the 3rd Imperial Armada to their system. Show them our true power. Admiral Clark received warning of the approaching Armada from Lisa's team. The 3rd Imperial Armada included 200 warships, far more than Earth's small fleet of laughing ships could match in direct combat. We need more pilots, Susan told the President. The anomaly drive works best with human intuition. Across Earth, volunteers stepped forward. Men and women from all walks of life trained in simulators. Former race car drivers, video game champions, and fighter pilots showed the most promise. The anomaly drive required quick thinking and natural reflexes that computers couldn't match. Kevin Barnes helped train the new pilots. "Don't think about where you are," he explained. "Think about where you want to be. The ship will follow your intent." As Earth prepared, the Imperial scientists grew more frustrated. The human ships emit a field that should not be possible. The lead scientist reported to the Emperor. When they jump, they briefly exist in multiple places at once. "Find a way to stop them," the Emperor demanded. But the truth was becoming clear throughout the Empire. Humans had discovered something the Empire had missed for thousands of years. The mighty Empire, with all its advanced science, had overlooked a basic principle of physics. And now the humans were sharing this knowledge with others. 3 more species had secretly contacted Earth, asking for help against Imperial rule. The Empire claimed space travel must follow their rules. Patricia told a group of alien scientists in a secure video call. "We proved those rules are wrong. The universe has more possibilities than they ever imagined." The rebellion was spreading, and it traveled at the speed of a human laugh. The Third Imperial Armada arrived at Saturn. 200 massive warships moved into position around the gas giant and its many moons. Admiral Drenvex stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Imperial Fist *. "The humans have had their fun," he told his officers. "Now they will learn the true might of the Empire. Prepare all weapons." The Imperial ships formed a perfect battle formation, a 3-dimensional grid that allowed for maximum firing coverage. Their sensors scanned for any sign of human vessels. Back on Earth, Admiral Susan Clark met with Captain George Washington, a direct descendant of the historical figure and now commander of Earth's defense fleet. "We have 50 ships ready," George reported. "All pilots are trained on the anomaly drive, but we're still outnumbered 4-1. Susan nodded. "Numbers don't matter if they can't hit us. Remember the battle plan. Stay unpredictable. Use Titan and the rings for cover." The 50 human ships took off from the lunar base. They were small compared to Imperial warships, but each carried the improved anomaly drive. Kevin Barnes led the first squadron in the original Mockingbird *. "All ships, check in," Kevin said over the radio. The pilots reported ready. Many were former civilian pilots, race car drivers, or video game champions. Their quick reflexes made them perfect for the anomaly ships. The human fleet jumped to Saturn in just minutes. Imperial sensors detected them immediately. "There they are," shouted Drenvex. "All ships, open fire." Energy beams and plasma torpedoes shot toward the human vessels. But the moment the weapons fired, the human ships jumped away. They reappeared in new positions, some inside the minimum safe distance the Imperial ships maintained from each other. "Impossible," Drenvex shouted as 3 human ships appeared directly between 2 Imperial destroyers. "They cannot navigate so precisely." But they could. The human pilots used the anomaly drive with increasing skill. They jumped in and out of Saturn's rings, using the ice particles as cover. Some appeared near Titan, using the moon's gravity to change course instantly after a jump. Imperial gunners couldn't lock onto targets that disappeared before their weapons fired. The few shots that came close were absorbed by the energy fields around the human ships, another technology Patricia Rodriguez had developed from studying Imperial designs. "Sir, we can't hit them," reported the weapons officer on the Imperial Fist *. "They're moving too erratically." Kevin Barnes led his squadron in a complex attack pattern. 5 human ships jumped simultaneously to different points around an Imperial cruiser. Each fired energy pulses at the cruiser's engines, then jumped away before return fire could target them. The Imperial cruiser's engines failed, and it drifted helplessly. Similar attacks disabled 5 more Imperial ships within the first hour of battle. "Maintain formation," Drenvex ordered as his fleet began to break apart, each ship trying to track the unpredictable human vessels. "They're just tricks. They cannot defeat us." But the human ships kept coming. They appeared and disappeared like ghosts. Some jumped inside Imperial ships' defensive shields, fired at point-blank range, then jumped away before the shields could adapt. On the bridge of his ship, George Washington directed the battle with calm confidence. Squadron 2, target their flagship's communications array. Squadron 3, continue disabling engines. The human tactics confused and frustrated the Imperial officers. Their battle doctrines, perfected over thousands of years, relied on formations and coordinated firing solutions. None of that worked against ships that didn't stay in one place. After 3 hours, the Imperial fleet had lost 30 ships. Not destroyed, but disabled, drifting helplessly through space. No human ships had been lost. Admiral George called to Susan Clark, who monitored the battle from Earth. They're breaking formation. Several Imperial ships are retreating. Drenvex watched in disbelief as his perfect battle plan fell apart. Human ships seemed to be everywhere at once. His sensors couldn't track them. His weapons couldn't hit them. "This is not possible," he muttered. "No species can defeat an Imperial armada." But the evidence was before his eyes. His mighty fleet, unstoppable for millennia, was being taken apart by a handful of human ships that danced through space in ways that defied Imperial physics. "Signal the retreat," he finally ordered, his voice hollow with defeat. "We must report this to the Emperor." As the remaining Imperial ships fled, the human vessels made one final synchronized jump. They appeared in a perfect formation, spelling out human words in space, visible to Imperial sensors. This is just the beginning. 3 alien ships entered Earth orbit 1 week after the Battle of Titan. They came not as enemies, but as seekers. The ships belonged to the Nelvari, Quantix, and Joth, 3 species who had lived under Imperial rule for centuries. "They want to talk," Lisa Martinez told Admiral Clark as she monitored communications. "They saw what our ships did at Saturn. The whole galaxy is talking about it." In the United Nations building in New York, a special meeting room had been prepared. President Jones and leaders from major nations waited as the alien representatives arrived. The Nelvari looked like tall cats walking on 2 legs. The Quantix had 4 arms and skin that glowed softly. The Joth were short with large eyes and pointed ears. Mary Johnson, Earth's chief diplomat, greeted them. "Welcome to Earth. We are honored by your visit." The Nelvari ambassador, Reasonar, spoke first. "For 10,000 years, the Empire has told us what was possible and what was not. They kept the best technologies for themselves. Then humans appeared with ships that laugh at Imperial physics. We want to learn," added Tix, the Quantix representative. "We want to be free." The meeting lasted for hours. The aliens explained how the Empire controlled travel and trade in the galaxy. Species who cooperated got some technology. Those who resisted got nothing. "The Empire claims they are helping less developed species," Reasonar explained, "but they keep us dependent on them. They never share the best technologies." President Jones leaned forward. "What exactly are you proposing?" "An alliance," said Growl, the Joth speaker. "The Free Systems Alliance. Together, we can stand against the Empire." Mary Johnson listened carefully. "And what would each party bring to this alliance?" The aliens explained their contributions. The Nelvari had vast knowledge of Imperial communication systems. The Quantix were experts in energy technology. The Joth knew all the secret trade routes the Empire didn't monitor. "And humans?" asked Mary. "You bring hope," Reasonar said simply. "And ships that laugh." While the diplomats talked, Patricia Rodriguez met with alien engineers in her lunar lab. They examined the anomaly drive together. "The principle is so simple," said a Quantix engineer, his 4 hands moving excitedly. "How did the Empire miss this?" "Sometimes the obvious is hardest to see," Patricia replied, "especially when you think you already know everything." The aliens explained that different species might have trouble using the anomaly drive. It was uniquely suited to how human brains worked. "We can adapt it," Patricia assured them. "The physics is the same. We just need to change the interface." Across the galaxy, Imperial propaganda channels tried to dismiss the Battle of Titan. They called it a lucky trick, a fluke that couldn't be repeated. But the videos had spread too far. Everyone had seen the human ships dancing around the mighty Imperial fleet. In his palace on the capital world, the Emperor raged. Find these human scientists. Capture them. We must have this technology. Imperial agents were dispatched to Earth with a new mission: infiltrate human research facilities and either steal the anomaly drive technology or destroy it. Back on Earth, Admiral Clark received troubling news. Imperial spies have been detected in 3 major cities, her security chief reported. They're looking for our scientists. Patricia Rodriguez and her team were moved to an even more secure facility. The original lunar base was now a decoy, filled with fake research. In the testing chamber of the new base, the improved Mockingbird Aya prepared for its first jump. Kevin Barnes sat in the cockpit, monitoring the enhanced anomaly drive. All systems ready, he reported. Target is Alpha Centauri. Admiral Clark watched from the control room. A jump to another star system. If this works. When this works, Patricia corrected her. Kevin activated the drive. The Mockingbird Aya disappeared in a flash of blue light. The control room fell silent as everyone watched the monitors. 8 minutes later, a signal came through. This is Barnes, broadcasting from Alpha Centauri. The jump took 4 minutes, 17 seconds. The system looks beautiful from here. Cheers erupted in the control room. A journey that would take Imperial ships years had been completed in minutes. On the Imperial capital world, the Emperor received the news with cold fury. These humans and their allies are now enemies of galactic stability, he declared. Prepare the Grand Fleet. We will crush this rebellion before it spreads. The order went out to all corners of the Empire. For the first time in 1,000 years, the Emperor was calling in every available warship. The humans had laughed at Imperial physics. Soon, the Emperor would make sure no one was laughing anymore. The Emperor's Grand Fleet gathered at the edge of Earth's solar system. 10,000 Imperial vessels, drawn from every corner of the galaxy, formed the largest armada ever assembled. Their hulls gleamed in the distant sunlight as they prepared for the final assault on the rebellious humans and their allies. The Rebel Alliance has only 200 ships, Imperial Grand Admiral Zeth Kor told his officers. Even with their strange jumping ability, they cannot stand against our numbers. On Earth, Admiral Susan Clark studied the tactical displays with a grim face. The Imperial fleet was visible on long-range sensors, a massive wall of ships that stretched for thousands of miles. We can't match their firepower, she told President Jones and the Allied ambassadors. But we don't need to. We just need to be smarter. Susan had developed a new strategy called Operation Ripple. Instead of fighting as a single unit, the human and allied ships would scatter throughout the solar system. They would use their anomaly drives to appear, strike, and vanish before the Imperial ships could respond. Like ripples on a pond, she explained, appearing everywhere at once, impossible to predict or counter. While the main fleet prepared, Captain Eric Jones led a small team on a dangerous mission. His ship, the Shadow was the newest model with enhanced stealth systems. It carried a special team of infiltrators. Our mission is simple, Eric told his crew as they prepared to jump to the Imperial capital. We need to find out what the Emperor is really planning. Our intelligence suggests they have a superweapon. The Shadow jumped into the heart of Imperial space, appearing briefly before cloaking itself near the capital planet. Eric and his team used modified anomaly drive technology to teleport directly into the Imperial Central Archives. We have 30 minutes before the alarms bypass our jammers, said Alan Chen, the team's tech specialist. Find anything about superweapons or special projects. They searched quickly, downloading data from Imperial computers. Just before their time ran out, Alan found something disturbing. Project Nova, he whispered. It's a device that can destabilize a star's core. They're planning to use it on our sun. Back in Earth's solar system, the human fleet dispersed according to Susan's plan. George Washington commanded the largest group near Jupiter. Lisa Martinez led another near Venus. Each group had human and allied ships working together. Kevin Barnes had been given the Mockingbird II*, the most advanced ship yet built. It could jump farther and faster than any other vessel, and its energy weapons had been specially designed to disrupt Imperial shields. All ships, check in. Susan called from the command center on Earth's moon. One by one, the fleet captains reported ready. The Imperial Grand Fleet entered the solar system with overwhelming force. They moved in perfect formation, thousands of ships advancing like an unstoppable tide. "Commence Operation Ripple," Susan ordered. The human and allied ships began their attack. They appeared and disappeared across the battlefield, targeting key Imperial vessels before jumping away. The Imperial formation started to break as ships turned to face threats that were no longer there. "They're everywhere," shouted an Imperial captain as 3 human ships appeared, fired, and vanished before his gunners could respond. The Imperial Grand Admiral maintained discipline as best he could. "Form defensive spheres. Protect our command ships." The battle spread across the entire solar system. Human ships jumped between planets in seconds, attacking from unexpected directions. The Imperial fleet's advantage in numbers meant little when they couldn't bring their weapons to bear effectively. Meanwhile, Eric Jones's team returned from the Imperial capital with their alarming discovery. Susan immediately contacted Kevin Barnes. "The weapon is already here, hidden in one of their command ships," she told him. "You need to find it and disable it before they get close enough to use it on our sun." Kevin nodded, his face serious on the video screen. "I'll take the Mockingbird II* right into the heart of their formation. If anyone can find it, we can." The Mockingbird II* disappeared from its position near Mars. It reappeared moments later in the middle of the Imperial fleet, surrounded by enemy ships. "Begin scan for unusual energy signatures," Kevin told his crew, "and be ready to jump at a moment's notice." As the battle raged across the solar system, the fate of Earth hung in the balance. The Empire had never known defeat in 10,000 years of rule. But they had never faced humans before, a species that laughed in the face of impossibility. Kevin Barnes weaved the Mockingbird II* through the massive Imperial fleet. The advanced ship jumped in and out of space, appearing for mere seconds before vanishing again. Imperial gunners fired desperately at targets that were already gone. "I found it," said Karen Lee, the ship's sensor officer. "The Nova weapon is on the Imperial command vessel, the Emperor's Will *. It's at the center of their formation." Kevin studied the tactical display. The Emperor's Will * was the largest ship he had ever seen, surrounded by hundreds of defensive vessels. Getting close enough to disable the weapon would be nearly impossible. "Send the coordinates to Admiral Clark," Kevin ordered, "and prepare for a precision jump. We're going inside their shields." Across the solar system, the battle continued. Human and allied ships executed Admiral Clark's Ripple maneuver perfectly. They appeared at random points, struck hard, and disappeared before the Imperial ships could respond. "Sir, we're losing ships at an unacceptable rate," an Imperial officer reported to Grand Admiral Zeph Kor. "Our formations are breaking down." The Grand Admiral watched in growing anger as his perfect battle plan fell apart. "Protect the Emperor's Will * at all costs. The Nova weapon must get within range of their sun." On Earth's moon, Susan Clark received Kevin's message about the weapon. "All ships, listen carefully," she broadcast to the Allied fleet. "The enemy has a sun-killer weapon on their command ship. We need to disable it now." George Washington and his group immediately changed course, jumping toward the center of the Imperial fleet. Lisa Martinez led her squadron in a series of jumps that confused Imperial sensors, making it impossible to predict where they would appear next. Meanwhile, Eric Jones and his team broadcast the stolen Imperial plans to every ship in the fleet. This is the evidence of what they plan to do. Eric's voice rang out on all frequencies. They want to destroy an inhabited system. But Eric didn't stop there. Using the communication codes they had stolen, his team broadcast the same message and evidence to every Imperial ship. Imperial crews, look at what your leaders plan to do, Eric's message said. They plan to kill billions of beings. Is this the empire you swore to serve? On several Imperial ships, captains and crews looked at the evidence in horror. The empire claimed to bring order and civilization, not destroy entire systems. This cannot be right, muttered the captain of the Imperial cruiser Justice *. After a moment of thought, he ordered his crew, break formation. We will not be part of this. Other ships followed. The perfect Imperial formation began to dissolve as ships pulled away, refusing to participate in mass murder. In the heart of the Imperial fleet, Kevin Barnes made his move. The Mockingbird II appeared directly beside the Emperor's Will inside its defensive shields. The ship fired precision energy beams at the Nova weapons power systems. Direct hit, Karen reported as they jumped away, narrowly avoiding destruction from the flagship's close-range weapons. The Nova weapons power core began to overload. Warning alarms blared throughout the massive Imperial vessel. Weapon critically damaged, reported an Imperial technician. We cannot repair it in time. Grand Admiral Zethkor faced a decision. Continue the battle with a breaking fleet and a disabled superweapon, or retreat to regroup. For the first time in his long career, he chose retreat. All loyal ships, pull back, he ordered. We will return with greater force. But many ships didn't follow. Nearly a third of the Imperial fleet remained in position, their captains having seen the truth about the Empire's plans. As the remaining Imperial vessels retreated, human and allied ships gathered near Earth. The battle was won, but Susan Clark knew the war was far from over. The Emperor won't give up, she told the Allied leaders. This was just the beginning. On the bridge of the Mockingbird II*, Kevin watched the Imperial retreat with mixed feelings. They'll be back, he said quietly. Lisa Martinez smiled at him through the communication screen. And we'll be ready. The Empire isn't what it was yesterday. Their own people are questioning them now. President Jones addressed the people of Earth and their new allies. Today marks the beginning of a new era. The Galactic Confederation is born. Not an empire of control, but a union of free worlds. Across the galaxy, the news spread. The mighty empire had been defeated by humans and their laughing ships. More species reached out, wanting to join the Confederation. In her lab, Patricia Rodriguez was already working on the next generation of ships. The anomaly drive was just the beginning, she told her team. Imagine what else we might discover.